Hey guys, welcome to a brand new Minimate review. Today we're having a look at Riot Gear Rick and the Guard Zombie. Now as you can plainly tell, Rick is not in his full Riot gear. The reason for that is because I removed the torso piece, because I knew some of you guys would like to see what is underneath it. And it is honestly a lot easier putting it back on than taking it off. Trust me on that. If you get this guy, don't remove the torso piece, it just isn't worth it. Unless you plan to swap the head out and make like Glenn in Riot gear, Michonne in Riot gear, Andrea in Riot gear, or the Governor in Riot gear. Which I do hope we get a Governor in Riot gear. So, I would even take straight re-releases of this body with different heads as Andrea, Michonne, Glenn, etc. Anyway, that aside, let's go ahead and get into these figures themselves. To start, we'll go with the accessories. Now, of course, Rick does come with quite a bit. You have got Rick's nightstick, which I will focus on. So there is his nightstick. Basic sculpt of the nightstick. Came with the Warzone Punisher, except that one was silver. So you get one of these. And I'm sure these probably also came with a lot of the Max figures from like the SWAT or police, whatever they called it. I don't remember, but I'm sure it's a straight re-release from other figures. So you get one anyway. You get Rick's hatchet, hand axe, whichever you want to call it. Let me just zoom in a bit more on these. There you go. So there's that. You get one of those. You get Rick's pistol. There it is. Looks to be the 1911-ish design. I do hope sometime Art Asylum and Diamond decide to make a more Glock-looking gun, because that is the type of pistols that they use in the comic. So I am glad, by the way, we have stopped getting so much of that revolver that we got with Series 1 and I think Series 2. So thank you for that, Diamond. And we have a bonus arm for your Guard Zombie, just in case you don't want them displayed with a stump, which I think looks way cooler anyway. So I will not be utilizing this. There is that. Now, we also get Rick's helmet. Very nice helmet. I'll talk more about this helmet in a second. And of course we have his torso piece. So that rounds out the accessories, aside from the two stands. You do get two of these. It's always nice having more stands for your Minimates. Except they cannot particularly utilize them very well in this set. And that will segue us into the figures, because I have to mention this with the stand. This guy has no peg holes in his feet. None at all. They're not there. Peg, no peg hole. Peg, no peg hole. Any questions? I honestly think they could have put a peg hole in the front right here and just made a smaller peg to fit it. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. Regardless, it's nice they gave us two stands. There's a little look at him real quick. And put him down, pick up Rick. And while Rick does have peg holes in his feet, they are shallow, while these are rather tall. So you can get Rick onto him. You really have to force it, but he can get onto a peg. I've done it before, I promise. It's just he only goes on that far. He's still far away from the actual base, so he looks kind of goofy, and he won't stand evenly. I promise you that. So that's my problem with these. It's nice they included two stands for us, but you really can't use them very well. There's a look at Rick's face with his hair on. And now that that's over with, let me zoom out a little bit and we'll put the Riot gear back on Rick. And I will show you what that looks like. Pop that off and pop the head off. Throw this on, and this is a very snug fit and almost kind of snaps into place a little bit. Put his head back on. And there's another issue. The boots fall off quite a bit. Funny story, my friend out in California, the Warheart, I don't want to use his real name. The Warheart found these for me out in Cali, like I said, and he texted me the other day after I had received these in the mail and asked if I had any problems with Rick. And I said, well, no. What do you mean? And he said, the boots fall off. So I went upstairs, and sure enough, I checked Rick, seemed fine, and then, well, boots fell off. So there you go. It's a common problem with Minimates that have the boots on. I do wish they could implement some kind of a design in the peg that is inside of this, to where it would have like a little bit of a lip and that would kind of pop in place. I don't know if that's particularly like, if that's even feasible because these are so small. I don't know if that thing would just snap right off, or I don't know. Just an idea. Anyway, we'll put the helmet back on. And this is where I really, really love this little Minimate. Let me zoom in. They could have gone with just a clear plastic for the face shield, but they didn't. Instead, it's almost this used looking, I don't want to say weathered, but it has a foggier look to it. And I think it very much complements his angry expression. I just really love the way it came out looking. So big props to Diamond for doing that. So there's Rick in all of his Rick glory. We'll set him down and we'll have a little look at this guy. This is your guard zombie. As I've already mentioned and showed him, he was a prison guard. So there you go. It really kills me there's no peg holes for this guy, because I really, really love this Minimate. Great face tampo. Really love the detail on it. Love the shirt. I love that the shield is still intact on his arm, even though it's kind of been used and abused and just worn out looking. Got it on this arm with a little bit of damage on his arm. Skin peeled back. Anyway, he's probably my favorite zombie we've gotten so far, aside from not having the peg holes in the feet. Which, don't get me wrong, in Diamond Select, I really do appreciate throwing in 2 stands, because I know my Minimate collection needs them, and I'm sure many other people's Minimate collections need them as well. So, thanks anyway. Still appreciated, even if I do gripe about it. So, where are we at now? Now we're at articulation. First, I'll do Rick. Articulation-wise, Rick can move his arms in and out, only this far because of the shoulder piece. You do have a swivel in the head if you want to turn the head, you know. You do have a swivel in the wrist, even though it's really, really hard with these big gloves. They do turn and they come off, you know. Not that easily, but I had to really work this to be able to turn it, and I still can't turn this wrist at all. This one is just stuck in place. You've got a swivel in the waist. His legs do move in and out a little bit, although this side is a little bit hindered because of the pad and the holster. And you get a bit in the knee. And, well, you can't really do much with the ankle because this is a square piece that goes around the leg, so you're kind of just stuck with it like that. Not bad, though. Not bad at all. I am very glad we got a Riot Gear Rick. I would even buy Michonne, Andrea, Glenn, Tyrese, all in Riot Gear, and of course, I would definitely buy the Governor in Riot Gear. So, you guys can re-release these all you want, and I'll keep buying them. Promise. Anyway, there's your Rick, his articulation, and now we'll move on back to the zombie. And of course, he has pretty much all his articulation available, except for this leg. It only moves out so far because of the holster, and that's really it. It's a very good set. Very glad I got it. Thank you again to the Warheart for picking these up for me. And, yeah. There it is. Walking Dead Series 3, Guard Zombie, and Rick Grimes in Riot Gear. I thank you guys watching. And, if you want to pick these up, you can do it where I do it. When I buy online, go to lukestoystore.com and get yourself a set of these. You will not regret it. They're very cool Minimates. Very, very welcomed addition to my Walking Dead collection of Minimates. And that's all I gotta say. So thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. And I will catch you guys later. Peace.